Hey everyone, welcome back. This is episode 2 of Road to Masters, Dune Imperium. So I'm Nico and really thrilled to be back here after a not so successful episode 1, but that's how it is. If you're curious, just feel free to have a look at the first video I put out. Ended up being last, but it was still an interesting game and lots of learnings. Ironically, I was already third in that game as well, and I said I kind of like being third. I mean, best for me is being second, but third is not too bad neither. So let's have a look maybe at what we have here. In terms of techs, spy satellites is usually quite cool. I mean, all of them are quite good, but none of them would be a priority for me. In terms of Imperium row, oh, some interesting cards. These are really cool. Armand would probably target this card. So it's actually my turn to choose, and I think I will go for Armand. I mean, you'll see, I really like trashing cards and getting small decks. Very efficient cycling is something I'm looking for. That's where I have most fun, and I think Armand helps a lot in doing so. So let me confirm that choice, and let's see who the other two players will go for. Let's have a look here again. Yeah, those are really good cards, all of them. Except maybe Satellite Man, not a big fan, but all the others really like them. Elena for player 2. That's the one I played in my first episode, so let's say I'll steer clear from that one for a while, given the result. But no, overall I still like playing Elena as well. It's an interesting character. So let's go. Let's see what they will be doing. Hopefully they leave me maybe smuggling something very interesting in round 1 and 2 to try and get that Swordmaster as quickly as possible, which is super useful as Armand, because the goal is obviously to always send 2 agents in those in the non-faction spots, let's say. So I mean, 2 agents are all your agents until you buy the Swordmaster, so it's quite useful to have the third one as quickly as possible. So that's a fault space as expected from player 1. Now let's see what Helena will be doing. And that's a smuggling. So I might be tempted actually to go to wealth and then maybe pick up the Menta to have still my trashing active. It's a bit annoying not to have the signet ring round 1, because I'd really have liked to pick up this one. The reveal effect is useful early, but also the infiltration to shipping is very powerful. But yeah, let's do this. What's my next hand then? I mean, with the Menta I'll draw another card. Hopefully not the Seek Allies. Maybe a signet ring could help to either pick up Delegate or the Voice or even the Administrator I like. Trashing is really useful. Let's maybe have a look again at Handor. She goes to tech negotiation. Imperial Basin is taken, meaning if we go with the Menta, we actually have to pray for that one to be open, which is not ideal. But I think I will still do it, because I see quite a low chance that Beast does it. Given he collected 2 water, he'll probably keep them for either a research station or a Great Flat. Seek Allies is exactly the card we should not be drawing, but so be it. At least gives an option for us, I mean, to send an agent somewhere in case Beast was going to Hagabasin, but he's not, so. Quite interesting as well to have the Menta a bit early, because it gives us obviously one more agent turn, but what is important with that is I can exactly see who does what in terms of conflict. And now we can probably just send 1 troop in for cheap and get 2 Solari out of it, which I will not be complaining about. Surprising that he goes for the voice and not the delegate. Especially knowing Hundor's love usually for the shipping track. Ah, he had enough persuasion. I didn't see that. Makes more sense. 6 persuasion. That's probably warm. Or the firm grip that she set aside works well too. So let us do that to have our 2 agents on the non-faction spots. And this will help trashing a card. Yeah, he's got an intrigue card, so I'll probably not even try to compete. Could have tried to just to mess with him, but it's not worth it. Oh, Tufia, what? That's a very good card. Lots of agent icons. Oh, James. Now the question is, which one do we want? So let's first trash a card before we forget. It's gonna be a dagger. And here, do we want... I think I'll go with James, because Freeman spots are quite useful as well to just enter combat, and given it has infiltrate, it's very versatile card, very useful. And on the reveal, I mean, it has 2 swords more than what the administrator offers. Alright, Beast already leading, as he usually does, at least early game. And that's a fold space, which is very good for me, because it allows me to now go to smuggling. And next turn I'll be first player, so normally, yes, I should also be able to go to smuggling, and then maybe if no one else has it, I could then get my swordmaster. So I'll end up with 5 persuasion, so let's hope Tufia is still there by then. And with my signet ability I'll definitely snatch a guild administrator. We'll be able to trash a lot between that one and Jamie's and my passive ability. That's the goal early, and then just building the deck with good cards like hopefully Tufia, or worst case and Duncan Idaho is also quite good. Worm Rider obviously as well, but I don't have the persuasion right now for that, so unless I go to tech negotiation, it can be negotiated there. Wind traps to get some water. Not convinced. I will probably grab myself an intrigue card. It's to retreat one dreadnought. Yeah, okay. Very nice. Guild administrator for us. And I think we will participate. Those spots are taken now. I mean, technically Beast could come here still, participate in the conflict with 6. But Hanro is quite limited, I believe. He won't really be able to commit much more. So I think we can put in 4 should be enough to at least get a spice. I mean 2 troops, but equal to strength of 4, I meant. Let's see what they do. Yeah, so that was kinda expected. Alright, signet ability. So he could put in equalize Helena actually. Putting in 4 troops. So he does. Interesting. Probably goes for Thufir Hawat, which is a bit of a bummer for us, but Imperial Spy is still something we could have. Bounty Hunter, I'm not a big fan. Helena goes for Imperial Spy. Oh, that's a good one. Very versatile. So, let's first trash. I think I'll trash a Reconnaissance, because at some point we will buy Arrakis Liaison, so the circle access the cities will be covered by that. Let's take a liaison. Oh, Beast seems back online, perfect. We prefer real players over AI, obviously. And seems that next turn we should be able to grab our Swordmaster. Yeah, so pretty straightforward. Dune first, then Dagger, then probably Jamie's allows to trash. We like trashing. And we won't probably need the Dagger anymore, given we will have the most important from the Landsrad being the Swordmaster, and to get a High Council or a Dreadnought a bit later, it's going to be doable with probably a couple more Arrakis Liaison bought by then. So let's see how that conflict ends. Hopefully we grab one spice out of it. And we do. Perfect. Oh, sorry, I just realized now that the my picture is a bit too big for the screen. We miss a bit of information there. Here, that should be better. Yeah, please bear with me. This is the second YouTube video I'm making. So if anything, feel free to let me know if sound is off, if anything could be improved. Also, by me as a YouTuber, please feel free to let me know. I'd be happy to receive this kind of feedback. So let's prepare ourselves for a Swordmaster. It's a surprisingly slow faction game. Usually I would expect at least one player to already to have that interstellar shipping access quite early, but seems we're all a bit more focused on the Arrakis, let's say, and Landsrad places. Now we have the first one. Andro ready for an interstellar shipping, most likely next turn, sorry. Maybe actually I'll rather play Seek Allies, so that I still have 2 persuasion for just a liaison, because one, the Missionara Protectiva can be useful, but in very specific circumstances, and you need a couple of Bene Gesserit cards already. I already have one, and it's so situational. It's complicated to make use out of it. So let's take our Swordmaster. No one picked up any tech yet. Interstellar shipping, as expected from Handro. Interesting. Would have expected a recall there, but it's probably eyeing up one of those two decks. Then he feels like he can afford it because no one else has the 2 influence here. So he's counting on the fact that he can go back there next round, which is a safe assumption, I think. That's a bit where I wanted to go, still suits. So now do I infiltrate and give up on a liaison? Or do I rather go to secrets instead with the Sikh allies? Let me see again what we bought here. So we have one more triangle access thanks to the administrator. So maybe I'll actually trash those 2 cards, Dune and Dagger. One thanks to Jamis, and one thanks to my passive ability as Armand. Actually, I can also trash it from my discard. But no, I think I'll trash from play area. I think it's quite safe to send in 1 troop to just get 2 Solari. Even maybe an intrigue card if we feel like playing that. Yeah, let's do it. The question will be if I should still buy that Missionara Protectiva for 1. Given Armand is notoriously not really good at going often to the factions, given the willingness to, let's say, trash cards as often as possible. But I still have already quite some faction access. These 2 plus Jamies that I just played, plus diplomacy. Not sure I really need it. Especially given I only have 1 Bene Gesserit right now. Could take it. Because in the end I don't have that much left to trash. I mean, convincing arguments, Dune, makes 3 cards, but I have 2 cards that allow me to trash on top of my ability, so I think it's a bet. Let's try it. We're here to have fun, so let's do it. I'm not gonna num 3rd anyways, so it's not gonna change much. I'm denying her an intrigue card is not something I really see worth my intrigue card. But 2 Solari is something we take for 1 troop. So Hagabassin obviously would be interesting, but I assume it will be taken before we get back. We get to play, I mean. Interesting. Okay, spy satellites. Oh, the memo quarters. I don't have any Landsrad access, obviously, after trashing both daggers. I only have 2 cards going there. Otherwise, Yeah, Dreadnought could have been interesting. Early Dreadnought is something I've really find powerful and useful. What are we doing actually? I think selective reading could make sense because right now we have only faction accesses and except Guild Administrator. But I'll probably still start with that one if it's available for sure. Because I don't think my opponents see selective breeding as a high priority. But what do I trash actually? Because I want to draw cards but not necessarily trash. I already have lots of... I don't have lots to trash actually, so... Interesting. I mean, obviously I'd like that power play very much, but I guess it will be taken. But anyways, those cards are still pretty expensive, so I cannot really trash a convincing argument from my hand, or can I? Because then, yeah, I mean, it might still be worth a try. But I guess I want to pick up the spice first, anyways. So let's do that. But what do I trash? Do I trash from my hand, or do I trash the card itself? Or do I just not trash anything? I don't think I want to trash itself. I don't think I want to trash because I probably want to trash a convincing argument afterwards with a selective breeding, but not both, otherwise I'll probably not be able to buy an interesting card here, and trashing is fine, but the goal is still to have good cards to take advantage of by trashing bad cards, and right now I don't really have that many good cards in my deck, so let's not dampen our chances of getting good cards by trashing too much persuasion from our hand. So Hando being the second player with a Swordmaster. Probably a memo quota for Helena. Ah, it's already gone. My bad. All projectors. So Hando took the memo quota, right? Obviously. So let's do it. But what will we be drawing? I think we can trash a convincing argument from hand. Otherwise I could trash Guild Administrator, but I still like the agent icons, can be useful. So let's just trash convincing argument and see what we draw from there. Very nice. Very nice. That can help. So I'll probably have 5 persuasion at the end, and I'll most likely play the Dune the Desert Planet maybe to smuggling, maybe just here to gain 1 spice and hopefully get a power play. And what's our hand next turn? Yeah, Missionara not very useful without a Bene Gesserit. That's not great. Smuggling taken. Well, that's power play gone, most likely. So I won't need 5 persuasion after all, so I could potentially play. Yeah, but if I don't play here, I don't get to trash, but I mean, with everything I already trashed, I guess it's not a must. Let's still follow that plan. Just a bit of a shame not to have at least one troop in garrison to get 2 water out of it. But we have to prioritize. Trusair is a card I really like right now, because it helps the cycling of the deck. It's a Bene Gesserit, so maybe it can also help the Missionara Protectiva we have in the deck. So dagger's obviously useless. Let's trash convincing argument, because we will most likely buy another Arrakis this round. Peter de Vries, that's also a very good and versatile card. Beast at 6 points where we are only at 1. That's a bit worrying, especially given that he only has 1 point from the influence, which means he can have quite easily, let's say, 3 other points here. So we cannot afford letting him win other conflicts, and I hope other players also reckon that. What are we doing this round? I think we need to get a bit our faction influence up. Nothing we really want to trash, and it's already quite a small and lean deck, so let's maybe calm down on the trashing. Now we would have enough for the High Council, and it's maybe something I'd like to do. Or is a play rather to get actually a Dreadnought could also be very interesting, because we can afford maybe buying a Minimic film at the same time, which is, let's say, half a high council. And I think that's what we're gonna do now. And let's fill our deck a bit. Actually, almost played a bit too quickly. The Voice. Very good card, and again a Bene Gesserit, so it can maybe help our Missiona Protectiva. Let's see what popped up here. Oh, invasion ships. That's a really powerful one. Maybe we should even go for it. Because if Beast takes it, it's gonna set him quite well for the next few combats. Yeah, I think we should go for it. And 2 tech in 1 round. Productive. I mean, productive, still 1 victory point. Let's set our priorities straight, I guess, but I think we set ourselves up for some good future turns, hopefully. That's what it is about, starting from 1-7. Those are the money turns. Interesting. That's pretty much where I wanted to go, but now thanks to invasion ships I can still go there. And I probably will, because I want to get some faction influence and join the conflict, and the only way for me right now is still suits, given I don't have water. So I think we can get rid of Seek Allies, I mean by playing it, obviously. Or should I discard it, keeping another way of going to factions for a future round? I have already lots of faction accesses, no. Let's just discard this for now. And come here. And that's 1 victory point. Yay! So let's jump in there. Now we need to focus a bit on those faction. I mean influence, at least have to influence everywhere. Maybe get an alliance in one of those like less coveted ones, probably Bene Gesserit. Most likely is one we could imagine going, especially with our Bene Gesserit cards that give us these accesses. But let's see. That's still a bit of a mid-term plan, not immediately, unfortunately. Here's the shipping. Where does he go? Probably Spacing Guild, maybe Bene Gesserit. I mean, ideal plan for us would be that he tries to contest Elena up there in the Empire. Oh, that's great. That helps. By shifting their focus a bit on that race, when we can probably go up here. And this one is still up for grabs as well then. Another Missionara Protectiva. I think we've seen enough with the one we have. Ah, I didn't think of that. The fact that I discarded it means it's not in play anymore, so I cannot really trash it. But yeah, maybe it's still gonna help us, given now we have a bit more Bene Gesserit. So I don't think I'll trash anything. Or should we trash the signet ring? I think we could actually. It's not enough persuasion in my book. And the sub 3 cards, I mean there are still some good ones, Shifting Allegiances especially, maybe others. No, let's keep it, Oops. And let's take a liaison. We emptied the deck. So, no dreadnought except mine, so this card is not going to be useful this turn, but one troop, one dreadnought for when the dreadnought comes back to the garrison. That's its main strength, obviously, so we just spend one troop to get second place, which is very good. Here we really need to focus on victory points and getting ready for round 7. What's the last card in our deck? Administrator. Interesting, so that typically is something she might not have wanted to do, but given Andro contested here, she had to shift her priorities. And now contesting here, that's a bit helpful for us. We can hope to come back a bit thanks to these distractions. Now what are we doing? So I'm looking at potentially grabbing some spies to maybe get a selective breeding, not for the trashing, more for the drawing, because we're not that far from a spice must flow, for instance. I mean, given we can add 2 persuasion here, we are at 8 technically. And this would give me one more faction influence here. I really need the Spacing Guild one as well, actually. Let's see. Yeah, let's start by taking some spice. I think 2 spice will be good. We feed 1 to Beast, but we kinda need to keep the water running. So let's not spend it here. And we just send our Dreadnought. hopefully not winning the conflict with that, because obviously otherwise we won't have it for round 7, but I would expect the other players to still compete in that conflict. What tech is available here? Detonation devices could be interesting to us. Oh, selective breeding is gone. Then that's no spice must flow for us this round. I'll probably go to secrets with a truthsayer. Discard something to draw the guild administrator and be able to go to full space with that, to at least get me closer to them in terms of victory points. Oh, that's interesting. That's frustrating for Beast. Yeah, that's why power play is one of the most powerful cards, right? I could actually still go here thanks to my invasion ships, but it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get the Spice Must Flow to have to discard a card first. So let's just come here, give up on the potential Spice Must Flow this round. Just focus on what we can do right now. We don't really want that many swords because the goal is not really to win this conflict. Yeah, let's see if we can catch up on those victory points. Not entirely convinced it's feasible. We might be a bit too late, but let's hope. Perfect. And draw. Taking first spot, so that at least our dreadnought will for sure come back in the garrison and not be occupying one of those control spaces. Andrew is the one with the memo corders right there, so let's keep that in mind. He's quite close to it actually. Close to unlocking that victory point. Kinda annoying. I wanted to go to full space and I might still have to go. Just by using the invasion ships. Maybe I'll still do it. Anyway, there's not much I want to fight for here. I mean, this one could actually help us just getting over with this, but we will probably still have enough. I mean, let's keep that just in case. and send out an Arrakis liaison. And now we can go there. Let's see what there is to trash. Maybe a Dune? Yeah, I think Dune can go. No one bought the Spice Must Flow yet, no? It's quite interesting as well. Okay, so we probably will still get second place here, which is good. Gives us enough for the High Council in case we see ourselves quite close to a Spice Must Flow. And otherwise, I mean, overall, it's still good to have Solari for a second Dreadnought, maybe, or just for a Menta. It's never lost. So let's reveal. Yeah, let's still buy that Spice Smuggler. It can be useful to just get that Spacing Guild influence without going there. A power play in Hanjo's hands. That can be quite powerful. Yeah, he's got a lot of choices where to use it, but most likely contesting Helena over there is probably the most useful play for him too, to bring her down a bit, or just take that one out of her hands because she's also quite close here. Interesting. Oh, because he did a... I didn't see that. He did a staged incident, didn't he? Oh no, negotiated withdrawal, my bad. Oh right, that's smart. To actually get his 3 almost everywhere, so his memo corridor gets activated. I'm actually fine with her playing that card. Then we end up second, thankfully. Otherwise we would still have ended up first. So let's go into those more rewarding conflicts. Here we go. Battle of Carthage. And that's something we have to fight for. We cannot let... I mean, at least not Helena. Helena should not win that. So... haven't really thought through exactly what to do there. I might want to go to Carthage or Arakin as a start. Or maybe a water, actually, a siege tower could make sense. Maybe with the voice. Blocking another spot. No one... Beast can go there, but I'm not that scared. No, let's block this board space. Keep ourselves that option. And let's show our intention to compete for that conflict. probably still use one of my cards to at least gain one of those two influence points, and would bring me to 4. Should maybe have actually blocked research station. That's the whole point of getting another water, and to get a spice must flow out of it would have probably been the smartest play, but to be honest I was a bit under pressure with the countdown or whatever you call it. So yeah, beast going there. Interesting first play, because I mean no one else could go there right now, so he could have kept that as an option for later, but probably wanted to make sure that everyone understood that he's going for it. For the number 1 spot, I mean. Oh, he doesn't send everything in. That's quite curious. I don't fully understand that one. I mean, it's good for me. Maybe he's baiting us into committing, and maybe he's got an intrigue card that allows him to make some mobilization. I think it's called rapid mobilization. Okay, so at that point I can't get this round, but I could go to wealth. It's not a very useful play, I'm not a big fan of doing that. But we still somehow need to get those points. I mean, I could get 1 out of the Missioner Protective and 1 out of the Spice Smuggler, but that's over the 8 next card, so yeah, I could actually give up on that. Maybe actually go here instead to selective breeding, for instance, to still try and get that Spice Must Flow, and to compete for that alliance could be an idea. Let me first still go to Carthage, I think. Unless... No, I think I changed my mind. I think it's probably better to go to selective breeding, and I'll probably trash diplomacy itself, because I don't want to trash out of my hand, and the voice... I think I prefer the voice in terms of persuasion as well. It's a very useful card. So we have 9 now. I could have 1 more card here. Let's see what comes next. Next round. But I definitely want to send those more troops in the conflict. I think there is a chance of winning it. What's his tech again? Alright. So it's worth 1, 2, 3 points for him right now. Which is quite a lot, obviously. So technically, at least as far as we know, he is leading right now. Let's see how many... So he's got 3 intrigue cards. Hopefully he doesn't have plans within plans. That endgame card would give him 2 victory points on top of the one he receives from Memo Corder. So he could technically be at 8 points as well. I like keeping track a bit of what my opponents have, because obviously it can help anticipating a bit on where they can end up with in terms of victory points. But nobody bought the Spice Must Flow. Interesting. Oh, but it might be the first one to buy one. Beast might be, because he's got 7 cards in hand. Obviously, after his research station. Hopefully not too many daggers, because the goal is still to win that conflict by going maybe to Arakeen actually. Or Carthage and drawing a card. I might do that first. Because those intrigue cards can be game changers. And I think right now I would strongly need a game changer. Let's draw it. That's 2 more daggers. Very good. And 1 point. So with this one I'm at 10 right now, so I can afford playing the signet ring. To get an intrigue card. And let's see. That's not the kind of game-changing card I was hoping for, but we will have to do. I think we're good. This does not interest me at all, given my use of the shipping track this game. Missionara Protectiva, we have one, and we're not that savvy of influence neither. So, yeah, I think... Oh, let's still deploy the units, wouldn't hurt. And that's it for us. Let's see what Beast reveals. 8 daggers. Oh, that's insane. He's at 20. I have 2. I would prefer not having to use those because that's a spiceless flow for me. So 2 daggers here. So I'm at 15. I can get to 20, but that means it's not enough. I could actually draw a card with a bit to suspension and hope for a dagger. But then again, that dagger means I won't have 2 Bene Gesserit. I mean, 1 to combo with the Missionaire Protectiva. If I draw this dagger, it means I won't have my Space and Guild point. So that's really not ideal. So I guess I will have to choose daggers for that and not go for a Spiceless Flow. Which is a bit frustrating, especially now that Handro also took this alliance. Really not ideal for me. And still sitting at 3 points. Yeah, quite a challenging start to my YouTube journey, given my first game ended up with a 4th position, and now it looks like it could end the same. So I'm at 15, and indeed, using those 2 I get to 20. But that's not good. I think now it's time to go for the signature. So, yeah, let's choose the daggers. Hurts, but let's take the Worm Rider. So my next cards, yes, I'd hope to be able to play those 2. And the Spice Smuggler, but that's a lot of circle I need access to. And I mean, as we see here, especially in game when we need to commit troops, those are quite popular places, quite busy. see. I'll start by just playing this one, getting the same level in terms of combat strength, the same combat strength as Beast, and see if he has something, so that in case he doesn't, I can play the second one quite safely. Because if I play both now and he actually has something to overcome, then I kind of threw that one in the bin. Well, seems he does, which is really the worst case scenario for me. After renouncing to a Spice Must Flow, committing to it to just try and get those 2 victory points that would bring me sort of back in the game. Seems it won't happen because he doesn't have a Dreadnought. This just brings me to 22. Not enough, not good enough. Okay, that can be helpful next turn, hopefully. Ah, that's not the best conflict I would be hoping for. What does it do? It could help Helena here. Could actually help me here, but I was thinking of doing that anyways, thanks to the Truthsayer and maybe the Missionara. I could actually just go here instead with the Truthsayer and still commit to try and take this alliance from him another way. Could actually be the play. It's not ideal actually. No Truthsayer, I think hopefully I can go get to the Manta, because I also would want to play the False Space. I have 4 cards I would like to play right now. So let's see. Makes my deck shuffle into this, given the Manta makes me draw a card, which is okay-ish. Some faction access, Warm Rider obviously useful, some daggers, no. Well, that's out of the picture as well. Oh, that's a complicated game. Not ideal, not ideal. What can we do? What can we do? I think we'll still start by the Truthsayer. Maybe I give up on playing that one. If I play those 2 and the False Space, maybe a research station will still be open by the time I've played Truthsayer. I think going here is still the best idea right now. Although I will first need to play Bindu Suspension, because if that intrigue card is not playable, I'd be exposed to a secret. Oh, but it looks horrendous each time I look at their points and mine. I'm scared. Okay, well I guess that is it for the conflict. So now I need to... Yes, let's start by this. Oh wait, sorry. I said first. I don't really want to pass my turn because right now I favor accesses over information, given that we already have the information that Elena fully committed to the conflict, so But now those could actually help, given allied armada as well. So let's see where that brings us. Let's take that victory point. And so this I want to play. This I kinda don't need, but the dagger is not that bad. Do I want to draw something actually? Yeah, there are still good cards here. Is it just an Arrakis liaison? Let's trash it and give up on... Okay, that was news. Oh, early reveal for Beast. And that is the first, or does he already have one actually now? Yeah, he does, right. That's the second Spicemas front, yes. At least he doesn't have any intrigue, so we know he doesn't have corner the market, which would have hurt in that case. I might actually not really want to win this conflict, because this is worth basically 1 point for me, 1 less for Handro if I win. Next conflict is most likely either 2 points or 1 guaranteed one, and being able to buy 2. So much more interesting for me. And right now it's a huge effort to get it there. While technically no one is able, as of now at least, to go to Hayliner. I might need to make sure of that by going to the Great Flat myself. Maybe even using the Warm Rider so that I get enough for Hayliner. And I do have a card for that. Yeah, I think that's a good play. That is a useful play. Or am I using rather false space to do that? Thing is, if I draw this card, it ruins my plan. So I kinda don't want to do that. So I think it will be Warm Riders. Yes, I think so. Let's not commit anything but the Dreadnought as of now. Because anyways the plan is to send Missionaire Protectiva somewhere afterwards. Well, probably to Carthage. Given I don't really want to draw. I could go for a water if I'm afraid to have 4 cards, which I might be actually. Because this is definitely a card I want to keep. This can still save a game as well, potentially. Yes, I think I'll need to go to Siege Tabor if it's still open. Let's just hope the game is not ending this turn. This was actually a weird play by Handro, now that I realize, I mean, getting up here does not matter if Elena wins, she overtakes, so he kinda potentially wasted a move here, but let's see. So now we want to do Missionera Protectiva. Yes, I don't think I want to risk being over 3 and 3 cards, so let's just go here. Get it with the Spacing Guild to get 1 more point. And we don't deploy anything. He actually now has 4 and 3 cards after visiting Carthage. Might have something like a rapid mobilization, something I didn't know about, which would still justify. Oh, actually this allows him to completely lock in the alliance, so it now totally makes sense. Wind traps for free. Oh, Chomerky. Ooh, that's actually a weird one, unless he knows he can win that. And he's confident he can. Otherwise I wouldn't see why he would do that. But yeah, then he could overtake her. Yeah, no, it could work if he has the intrigue cards for it. Oh, and I hope he does. Otherwise it's a win for Helena. And that would be bad for us. Oh wait, she buys 2 anyways. Oh, and that's another humiliation for me. Unless Andrew wins, then he can overtake her and bring her down to 9. Well, let's hope so. Trashing, always trashing. I think she had her use. Actually, could be a combo to get that, so let's keep her. But this is useless now. Let's send her out. Nothing else here of interest. Come on, Handro. Well, that's not good. Don't retreat. Fight for that conflict. Come on, Handro. That's very good. Decrease here. Ah, too bad. That was maybe a bit too greedy there. Why would he continue? He was already over it. Ah, because he will win another entry card, just to make sure he's not overshooting. Makes sense. But he could have waited just to try and bait her, and if nothing, he could have waited. He could have played her again. Played a new card at his new turn. But it's just a detail in the end. Nice. Good play, Handro. That saves the game. At least brings it to another round. Probably the last one. And that better go on with it, otherwise it's going to be humiliating again. Oh, Andrew has enough for a hayliner as well. Let's hope he doesn't get there. And Hayliner it is. Quite obviously. I can still go with my invasion ships, which I will most likely do. But probably not right now. Let's try something else first. I think selective breeding could make sense. Try and get that spice must flow that we talked about so much. Yes, I think I want to try and compete as well for the alliance potentially, and give me a chance of getting a spice must flow. Well, that's a disappointment. Let's first trash something. Now we have a Bene Gesserit card in place, so drawing that wouldn't be the worst actually. This neither, because we would want probably some swords. Maybe the Truceair is the one needs to go. Yes, I think so. No combat space. Having access to no combat space. Oh, and we have it. Interesting. But we kinda need to play that now. And we only have 8, so probably fall space would go here, so I don't need the administrator. And Jamies might need to go. Let's do it. Administrator. And I mean, I like the daggers from Jamies, but probably cannot afford keeping him now. And we will draw the worm with the fall space. And we play this, and we still have 9. We hopefully can get the alliance here. That would actually be helpful. But I'll need to discard a card to get to Hayliner. So I cannot get Spice Must Flow if it makes sense to do that. Actually, I draw a card with Arakin, and then my discard is made of 2 cards worth 1, so I could draw 1 thanks to that. But I need to discard it first before drawing, which is a problem. Anyways, let's start with this then. Should I still draw a card? Not much use of drawing a card. I think I'll probably just be greedy and try with the intrigue card. Let's see what comes up here. A finesse. Not much use for it right now to me. Let's grab that alliance. Yeah, I have to give up on the Spice Must Throw if I want to compete for that, and I kinda have to compete for that. Because the game is probably over by the end of this round, so renouncing on the 1 victory point to compete for 2 victory points makes most sense. This gives me 2 daggers in case it is used as a combat card, which can be useful as well. So I have quite some daggers as well to defend myself and make sure these come to me. And I've literally used it twice. Just go up once, go down once. While usually this shipping truck is so coveted, at least at the start of the game. Oh, that's actually quite a lot. Can I somehow lose that? So if I come here, I commit 6 more troops. So 12, 19, 19, 23, 25, 32, 34. No, I think I should be winning that. I mean, he also has 3 intrigue cards, but regardless, I think it should work. Detonation devices could actually have helped as well, but didn't really have the luxury to do that. Had to fight for that alliance at least. Bring someone back down a bit so that I'll not finish last. Hopefully. That would be my goal as a second video on YouTube, is to show some improvement. Yeah, let's see. Let's discard this and fold space. Alright. What's his second tech actually now? Alright, hopefully he doesn't have plans within plans, otherwise he's really gonna catch up rather on the first place and not let me catch up with him. Because as it stands, he's at 8. I would end up at 8 if I win that conflict. Oh, but he would be second, so he would get that spice. Yeah, I guess it's a last spot for me again. Unless I'm missing something, but I guess it's another loss. Oh, and that's a spice must throw, so for sure for sure he won't be last. Another 2 spice must flow for her. That's crazy. She will have put that guild banker to use. She has 4 spice must flow, but only made purchases twice. It's crazy. And nothing I can do. Let's just see what's happening down there. Just in case there's something to buy with acquisition effect, like water or something. But as it stands, it was really just to spend it and see what else we can get. $23. He passed already? So a bit of healthy advertisement for my YouTube channel. And before it, I might just need to pass here as well, not to hold on to that too long. And yeah, another loss, but I promise I'm not that bad technically, or hopefully we will get better again and get up that ladder to get to masters. Thanks a lot for joining. Let me control something with my dreadnought for a change. Oh, plans within plans. Oh, that will push him to 11, including his memo recorder, I meant. Wow, everyone around 12, 11. I'm there at 8, yeah. Thanks for watching, and feel free to join, subscribe, like, and everything else. See you soon. Bye bye.